Welcome to ZoopSign 2.0, your ultimate tool for seamless document management. In this video, we'll explore a complete end-to-end walkthrough of the new ZoopSign dashboard. So let's dive in. We will first start by creating a Microsoft Word document here. So for that, let's click on the plus icon, and here we'll click on Word Doc. Now let's put a name, right? So we'll call it vendor agreement. I will click on create, and this will open up a new tab with a document, right? With a blank page. Now you can customize this. You can, type whatever you want, create your draft, and once you're done, just close this tab. And this is the My Documents folder of the Z drive, where all your created documents will be stored. You can also upload your document from your system by clicking on here, or you can just, create directly within ZoopSign. So now that you have your document created, you can either send it for signing, or you can convert this into a template. For that, I'll go to the home screen by clicking on the logo. I'll click on templates. Now this is the template repository of ZoopSign. These are the global repositories which are given by us. You can simply use them for the type of agreement or the document that you want to execute. You can also go to the organizational tab, where you'll find some of the templates created by you. Let's create a new template. So I'll click on create new, and now let's call it vendor agreement. I will hit create. Now I can upload it from Z drive. That will take it from the draft that I created earlier, right? So I'll do that. Within a few seconds, my template that I had created in Word loads up. Now there are certain fields which get changed every time that I do this agreement. So I don't want to type it again and again. For that, I will create variable fields. So I'll bring them here, and I will simply drag and drop and put them like this. You can do this for all your variable fields within your document. It's very simple. It's just a simple drag and drop. Let's add it here as well. Let's call it date so that we know that we have to type a date here. Let's call it name, address, and let's do that for this as well. I can copy with Control C and Control V, call it name, call it address. If I also want to add my company seal, I can do that as well, or any other photo for that matter. I'll click on this icon, image, and I'll drag and drop it here. So here I can upload my company seal as well. Now, seems like this is good to go, right? These are the variables that I wanted. I wanted my company seal here and all my details here. Now I'll save this template by clicking on Save Template. This will save in my organizational tab as a vendor agreement. Now I want to use it for e-signing. What I'll do is I'll click on Use. This takes me to the template filler journey. Here I can type in the date that I want to put. Let's say, 12th or 30th November, right? I want to put the agency name. For example, let's call it Aryan. Let's call the address as, Viman Nagar, Pune. Let's call the client name as Priyaraj. And I want the address to be, let's say, somewhere in Mumbai. Now I can upload a company seal here. I'll just click on choose file. And for this demonstration purpose, I'll simply upload ZoopSign's logo. But you can have your company seal uploaded here. Now this template is filled. It looks good to go. I'll click on proceed. This takes me to the e-signing journey of ZoopSign. With my template filled, now I can add the recipients who will sign or approve this contract for signing. I'll click on add recipient. Now here I'll click on add me as a recipient. This will add me as a document owner in this sign. I'll click and select the signature type that I want for myself. So let's say I want to do Aadhaar signature, right? So I'll select Aadhaar, and by default my email ID has been populated here. Now let's add one more, right? Let's add Priyaraj, who is the second party of this agreement. Now I will choose his digital signature, right? And I will add his email ID. I can also choose to add his WhatsApp number. In that case, the signing invite will be sent to his WhatsApp number, right? Now, let's add one more. In this case, I will add an approver. So let's say before this document is sent to Aryan and Priyaraj for signing, I want an approver from a higher authority, and I will simply click on the role and I will choose approver. Here, I will add the email ID of the approver. That's it. Now I'll click on save and proceed. As you can see in this contract agreement, I have two signers, Aryan and Priyaraj, and I have an approver as well. Now by default, their signing boxes are positioned on the bottom right side. I can simply drag to wherever I want them, or if I want to drag on all the pages at once, I'll simply go to here, I'll click on select all boxes, and once if I drag it here on this page, automatically it gets dragged on all of the pages, so that you don't have to manually go and change the position on each page, right? So like that you can change the positions. You can also add additional boxes by dropping it here, like so. You can also delete it in case you don't want it, and you can bring it back. Now, if you want to fix the signing order, you can do that as well by enabling this toggle. Now, if you want that signing should happen in a specific order where Priyaraj should sign this document first and then Aryan should sign it, that can also be done here, right? You can simply drag and choose the order of signing. Now let's explore some of the other settings, right? Before I go to the settings, I'd like to show you that you can also edit the name of this agreement, right? So let's say that this is for Priyaraj, so I'll just write for Priyaraj, okay, like so. Now let's say I have a workflow, or in my organization I like to attach a e-stamp to this agreement to make it more formal, or to use it in my ecosystem. And if that is your use case, then you can go to the e-stamp section. Once e-stamps are enabled for your account, you will be able to see this here, and whatever e-stamps that you have procured will be shown here in the list, in the inventory list. Now let's say you want to attach a 100 rupee e-stamp on this document, right? I'll simply select this and I'll click on attach. Now within few seconds, my e-stamp has been attached in my document, like so. Now let's explore some settings. So I'll click on settings. Here I have recipient level settings, right? So for any recipient, if I want to enable authenticate option, I can do that. What this will enable me is to make sure that whoever is viewing my document authenticates themselves via OTP verification before they can view it. I can do this for any number of signers or approvers, or I can do it for all of them at once. I can also enable additional security settings, such as I can capture their exact GPS location, like so. Now I can also go to the security tab, and this will give me some document level security options. Password protection is one such option, where if I enable this, I can manually type a password and share it with my recipients so that they are only authorized to unlock this transaction for signing or approving. I can also enable or disable downloading for them, and I can also add a custom watermark, like so. Now by default, this transaction has an expiration date of 1 month, right? I can change this from here. So let's say if I want to change my expiration date, I can simply choose the date that I want to set, and that will be the expiration date for this transaction for signing. Now if I go to the email tab, I can customize my email invitation for the signers. I can add a CC, and I can also customize the subject line. This is the default subject line, but I can customize it to whatever I like. I can also add a personal note. Please sign this quickly. This is a personal note that I have added for my signer, right? You can include this variables here to include them in that message, right? So these variables can also be used, and you can also attach a file if you want to have a file for reference for your signers. Now let's say you're halfway there and you don't want to execute this document now. You can simply click on save for later and come back to this later, because then it will be saved as a draft. Now let's say everything is good to go, and let's click on review and send. Now in the review and send model, you will have all the details that you need before you send this for signing. You have the preview of the invite, and this is how Priyaraj will view the email in their inbox. You can also see the e-stamp details that I have attached, and you can also see the recipient details. Harsh, who is the approver, Priyaraj, who is the signer, and Aryan, who is the signer. Now you can also enable auto reminders. So let's say if you want the recipients to be reminded after every hour for a fixed interval of time, you can do that too. Now you can either send this invite now, or let's say if you are someone who works often late, then you can schedule this so that it goes out to maybe at a later time, maybe at a more suitable time to your recipients. That also can be done here. So for this case, let's send the invite, and that's it. The document has been sent for signing. Now this will take you to the audit trail page of this transaction, where you'll see all the details that you need to see. Now I'll show you how the flow looks like for the approver. Once an approver gets the link in their email and they click the invite, then they will be taken to a page like this, where they just have to click and accept the terms and agreements. And here they can see that who all are the signers on this contract. Once they are satisfied with the signers and the overall agreement, they can approve. But in case they are not satisfied, they can click on decline. While declining, they can add a reason as well. So in this case, let's say I want to approve, and I have approved this transaction. Back to my audit trail page, if I refresh, then you can see that Harsh has approved this transaction, and I also get the audit trail. Now since I had enabled GPS location, I can also get their exact coordinates. Now it's Priyaraj's turn. Priyaraj checks his inbox, he sees an email invite, he clicks on it, and this is the screen that he sees. He'll click on accept, he'll click on proceed, and he can view the document preview like so. He knows that he has to sign here, and this is the overall document. He'll click on proceed to sign. Now an OTP has been sent to Priyaraj's mobile number. I have filled the OTP, I'll click on verify. Now I can choose the mode of signature from typed option, drawn option, and uploaded option. So I can choose this font, I can draw it, or I can upload it. Let's go ahead with the typed option. I'll click on insert, and my signing is done, right? Let's go back to the audit trail page, and you can see that Harsh has approved it, Priyaraj has signed it. You can see the audit trail for the entire activity. And now it's my turn, that as a user, I want to sign this document. I don't have to go to my mail. I can just click on sign button here. And if I click this, just like the other flows, I have to accept the conditions, click on proceed. I can preview the document like so, and I'll click on proceed to sign. Now this will take me to the ESP provider's screen where the signing will happen. Here I will just check this tick mark. I have filled my Aadhaar number. I will click on send OTP. This will send an OTP to my Aadhaar registered mobile number as well as my email ID. I got the OTP and verify. Within a matter of seconds, my document will be signed with my Aadhaar e-signature. And that's it. It's done. Back to my dashboard. If I refresh it, you can see this transaction has been fully signed. Now, I can choose to download the audit trail if I want to, or if I go to the eSign tab, I can see the list of all the agreements that I have signed, their statuses, and the number of signers in each one of them. Now, while we are in the e-signing ecosystem, let's explore the other ways of getting your document signed. When you are in the e-sign tab, you can click on the send for e-sign button, where you can choose the signature method, or in the plus icon, you can simply click on send for e-sign. Let's also explore another feature called bulk sign. Now, bulk sign allows you to sign your organization documents in bulk. So let's say you have invoices, you have GST bills, and you need the signature of your organization on all of them. I'll start by clicking on Start Bulk Sign. Here I'll upload some multiple documents. Let's say these are some of the documents that I have uploaded, and I want a signature on all of them. Now I can either do it right now with self-sign, and I can choose the signature certificate that I want to use, or I can share this with recipients. What this will do is that this will send this signing request to my other colleagues in my organization who can sign all of this on my behalf. For this demonstration, let's go ahead with the self-sign option. Click on proceed, and this will ask for the password that we have set for this transaction. So let's put that. Click on sign now. And within a few seconds, all of your documents will be signed. Now keep in mind that this flow is only designed to sign your internal documents. As you can see, the documents has been successfully signed. Now, back in this tab, I can see that I have all the list of transactions here. Let's explore another feature called secure sharing. Now let's have a look at the secure sharing tab. In this tab, you see two options. One is document tracking, other is deal room. Now in document tracking, I can simply upload my company profile, my company deck, and I can send it with my recipients, and I will know exactly when they viewed it, how much time they have spent on it, how many visitors my document got, and I can also enable some additional security settings. Now I'll show you. I'll click on share document. Now here. Now let's go ahead and upload a document. I'll click upload, and let's just upload a sample document for this case. Now here I can either choose the default option, or I can go ahead with customize. In customize, you can change the expiration date for this link. You can also enable email authentication, which will ask for an OTP for the viewers to view this document. You can also allow or disable downloading, printing, and also commenting. You can set password for this, or you can add watermark as well. Now let's say we want to keep it vanilla, and let's create the link. Now this will create a link. If you copy the link, you can share it with your recipients. The idea is to use this for all the documents that you share externally or internally, and you want to keep a track on it. So let's say you have shared it with someone and they open it. Now when they open it, they will have to put in their name. So in this case, let's say I'll put Aryan. I'll click on continue and I can see my document that I have shared. Let's say I'm scrolling it. Okay, I'm reading through the pages. Okay, now if I go back, I can see that I have a project plan template. It has one visitor and the status is active. Let's check the details. Okay, Aryan has visited my document. He has spent 11 seconds and it seems like he has spent most number of time on page 4 seconds. So I know that Aryan is interested in the contents of my portfolio or my services, and the services offered on my page 4 seems most valuable to him. And that's it. You can see the version. You can also see where it was viewed, with what browser, with all the details. Now we'll explore deal room. Now I'll show you the deal room section of ZoopSign. Deal room is the latest addition to our suite of features. This is used for creating multiple folders which can be tracked, right? So unlike in document tracking, where we could track individual files, here I can create categories of deal rooms, and each deal room can have its own files and its own folders. So let's click on legal docs, right? So let's say this is my deal room, and these are some of the documents, sample documents that I have added here. If I want to add more, I'll click on add file. I will click to upload, and now let's say I want to add a file. I will add a file, and that's it, right? I have added 2 files here. Now let's say I want to create a folder. I'll click on folder. Let's say I want to create a folder for my employee legal docs. I can do that. I'll hit create and I have a folder, right? So this way I can have multiple folders. In those folders I can have multiple files as well. This is the contents section. Let's explore the links section. So unlike in document tracking, in deal room you can have multiple links to your deal room based on the type of person or based on the type of clients that you want to share the link with. So let's create a link. Let's call this link as a temporary link. Now let's call this link, let's say, a secure link, because we'll be adding a lot of security features here. I will enable email authentication, where I want specific viewers. That means I want everyone with the domain zoop.1 to be able to view this. I can add more domains, or I can add specific email IDs if I want only them to have access to my dashboard. Let's say I want to block specific viewers. So let's say if I don't want specific email IDs to view my document, I can add them as well. I can choose to add an expiration date. If I want this link to expire, I can allow or disable downloading, and I can also add password protection to lock this file. So let's say I want to add an expiration date and I want to keep it as it is. Looks good. I'll click on create link and my secure link is created. I can simply copy it from here, and when they view that link, then they will have to first verify themselves, because I have added authentication. So I'll have to enter my name. Now I've added my name and my email ID. I'll click on proceed. I got a 4-digit OTP at my registered mobile. Now I got a 4-digit OTP. I'll put that. I'll click on verify, and that's it. You can see the folders, you can see the files that I have created. I can simply go to a file, I can view the documents, I can scroll through the pages, I can see what all it has to offer. Okay, the signature types that we offer. How does digital signing work? This is my tech. Okay, looks good. I can go back, right? Meanwhile, on your dashboard, you can go to sessions and you can view the activity on your deal room. So for example, Aryan had visited the secure link, and if I want to see his activity, I can just maximize this. I can see what all he has done. I can see that he has opened ZoopSign pricing global sheet. Now if I click on this, I can see that he has spent how much time on it. If I expand this, I can see his time, whereas versus the average time throughout everyone who has viewed this file. Now this is how the deal room works. So we had looked at deal room, we have looked at creating documents. Let's look at the last section, which is reports. Here you can see the count of the transactions that you have done. For example, I will update the filter and I can see the type of transactions that I have done. I can see the type of transactions that I have done. Now, as you know that ZoopSign is where you have to recharge your credits. So how do you do that? You click on the profile icon, go to the credits section, and here you can see the credits that you have and your balance for your Aadhaar or digital e-sign. Now you can recharge more credits here. Once you have those credits, you can simply convert them to the type of signature that you use the most. So if you use Aadhaar e-sign, you can select Aadhaar e-sign quantity and you can convert, or you can do that for digital. So that's it. This is the entire experience at ZoopSign, where you can create documents, contracts, make them as templates, send it for signing or e-stamping, store them securely, share your company proposals, decks securely with your clients, have files and folders being tracked and shared in the most secure manner as possible, where you also have complete control over your documents. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.